Finally departing the Anetadar fire forest, the protectors of the pass made their way through treacherous icy foothills, continuing on their way to Seaquen. The change in temperature was a welcomed one, but made traveling a bit difficult. After a few days of wandering the paths, playing Five-Finger Fillet, and decompressing conversations, the party arrived at the small hamlet of Cornerwood, not Cornerstone. There, the protectors met Captain Kinroar, the guard leader of Cornerwood, under the command of Lord Rego. The good captain shared that Cornerwood was once a prosperous trade town, but the days of plenty had faded with the fires of Anetadar. With the knowledge of the flames ending, Kinroar was encouraged that the town may yet rise again. Arriving at the Palatial, the local inn, the party set about taking care of some personal business before enjoying a performance from Jack and Tilgen, and then heading to their soft beds for a night of warm, comfortable rest.
Yeah, that was basically what happened last time. When you guys, I don't know if there's anything else that wants to happen in the evening after Jack's show there.
Doing anything with our feats, like working towards
Later, I think.
not yet.
Okay.
We'll get into that very shortly.
I thought you meant feet.
I did too at first.
Are they chilly? Should you put some socks on it?
My dogs are barking.
But in the morning, each of you will wake up again, once again fully rested, as not really much has happened since you have had your last full rest. The morning that greets you is cool, quite cold in fact, with a blustering wind and some snow drifting here and around. As I'd said before, as you came out of the pass, it is certainly less aggressive on this side of the mountains, but there is still the biting cold of winter is certainly in full effect here. As such, the town is pretty subdued, especially in the morning, as there just isn't as much to do out here when there's not farming going on. So there's a little bit of a lull as people are more working on their tools, getting things set up for next year, and just trying to recover. In the morning, though, you are given breakfast, as I had said before. Suna, along with the wait staff there. I'm going to sneeze here in a minute, and I'm really sorry if I do, because I don't have a good way to mute. Along with the wait staff, serves you a morning breakfast of some hash with sausage.
Oh boy, here it comes. It's on the shelf. As you guys come down for breakfast, I come in from outside. I just say, good morning.
Morning. Whatever are you doing out in the...
outside?
That's what I was going to ask.
After my trance, I didn't want to wake Rayland up, so I just went outside and played for a little while.
Your fingers
Nice to enjoy.
Freezing.
Actually, yeah. Yep, pretty uncomfortable.
Get a hot mug. It tends to help.
Yes, please.
Yes, warm tea, similar, coffee, etc. available for you if you'd like.
Yeah.
Maybe a mulled wine.
Sounds
take
really
a
good
coffee.
right now.
I will take a coffee as well. Please, Suna.
Likewise.
Suna, my dear.
Do you actually call her that?
Roll of her eyes and a smirk. She serves you whatever you would like for your morning breakfast. And before long, you guys are available to be on your way. At this point, you come to a little bit of a fork in the road, as Torrent will inform you in the morning. From Cornerwood, there's really two paths to take. I don't remember if I'd said this last time or not, to be off, but either way, I'll say it now. Either we can follow the river, through the Thornwood, the forest, and go west first before heading south down the Prince's Way. Or we can follow the mountain lines, going straight south from here along the eastern edge of Dassen until we get near to the shoreline and follow the shoreline along from that point. Either way, they both meet back together again near the south side of the Torres Steps, and from there they kind of converge together once more. But either way, it's going to different path.
Would you say one way is necessarily safer than another?
Pros and cons of both, perhaps.
Well, I mean, following the river maybe is a little bit more of an initial concern, as it's through the wooded forest section along the river. But once you make it to the Prince's Way, that's a very, very safe area. It's a well-traveled road throughout all of Dassen. Whereas the other way, we'll be following a little bit smaller roads, but we won't have to go through the forests at all. So it is potentially an easier or a safer route, though perhaps a little bit more harsh as it is more open to the elements and along the foothills.
Suna, have you heard any news in the greater area of Dassen? Any goings on that may be happening?
Well, I don't remember what voice I used for her anymore. I was going to listen to it today, and then I completely didn't have time because of all the internet problems we've had.
Oh, you're forgiven. You could honestly make up an entirely new voice and none of us would remember, except for maybe Ryan or Rob, who have worked with the video.
I would remember.
Yeah, well, when you listen back to it, it'd be very painfully obvious, right?
No, just soon it woke up with a cold.
Ah, there you go.
Get that sneeze going, Justin.
At late night grind.
Nothing too much, Not too much. I've heard that there's a traveling group who's escorting people to the Thornwood. I don't know for sure, but one way or the other. The other route, I haven't heard much about myself. We don't get a lot of travelers up here right now. Mostly just refugees, and they're going the other direction, I guess. So most of our news comes from the north, not from the south.
What's there to be wary of in the Thornwood? Other than typical forest things.
Oh, yeah, nothing in particular. It's just going through the forest. There's always
A lot of time in the forest.
there's a lot of beasties and typical things, bears, wolves, this sort of thing. So I don't know. I've heard that there's parties who are going along right now, though.
Well, Torrent, were you saying that if we went down to the coastline that we would be renting a ship to take down to Lyceum, down to Seaquen, or that there was one waiting for us? I can't recall.
I don't
It's only been a
know
couple of
where you
days,
guys. I don't know where you guys got that idea from. I have no clue where that came from.
I swear there was something in episode 1. She said something about a boat or a ship.
It's really just what Becca wants.
No, well, no. It's my memory. Now I'm doubting myself.
I haven't set anything up. No, sorry.
Oh, I thought
I
the
was
first
planning on
thing.
taking the land route.
I thought the first thing you said was in character. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. Jeez, Torrent.
Being like, what?
You guys were talking about this last time too, and I was like, I don't have any clue where this came from.
I'm gonna have to listen back to episode 1 just so I know that I'm not bonkers. Just so I know I'm not totally off my rocker here.
If you find it, send it to me. I'm curious what I said too.
I will.
Well, if we go south, we will eventually be going along the coast towards Seaquen, right?
Yeah, I mean, they'll meet back up one way or the other. It's just a preference choice, really. Where would you like to spend the next, week and a half?
The woods are on the water.
The coast.
Coast to the mountain, the foothills, I guess.
Not. I've been away from home for a while and not seeing the water for a long time. I kind of miss it. I wouldn't mind going along the water. I'd say that's my vote.
I've never seen the water, and oh, go ahead.
I was just saying I agree with you. I wasn't going to mention that fact, let it alter anyone else's opinions, but yes, it would be a welcome sight.
I've never seen the water. I mean, this is the farthest I've been from Gates Pass, but also just thinking logically, it seems like we'll encounter maybe less people, have to hide less, maybe.
Maybe, but now knowing that you haven't seen the ocean, we've got to go that way.
We can't just go just for me though. If it's smarter to go towards the road, we can do that.
Well, Winry,
Rayland?
have you ever seen the ocean? Oh, I'm sure Rayland's seen the ocean.
Yeah, Rayland has, but what do you think, Rayland?
I think going by the ocean is probably fine.
Winry, what do you think?
It's probably okay. If it's not, it's your guys' fault.
Ocean sounds prettier, and I am sick of
You are not coming through very well.
the woods.
We can hear
She
her.
said that she's sick. Oh, I was hearing her choppy periodically.
Yeah. She said that she's sick of the woods. And the ocean would be prettier.
That was a fine point.
Well, sounds like we're in agreement. Let's go south.
And I've got my new hut to keep us out of the elements when we're sleeping.
That's true.
Going to fit all of us? 9 of us now, I think. 1, 2,
Yep.
3.
Ooh, and then sleeping in the hut on a sandy
nine,
floor would be
nine.
really comfortable as opposed to like woods and dirt and stuff.
I don't know how sandy floor we're gonna make it. I don't know that we're traveling right along the
9
beachfront necessarily. If
Oh.
there really is a beachfront.
Well, maybe we can have our beach episode early.
Oh,
Usually that's for later seasons, but
deep cut, deep cut.
Right. Well, that sounds good. Eastern route it is. We'll follow the tundra mountains downwards then, and then along the ocean from there.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Is Daishan with us right now?
He is.
Okay. I'll just ask him. Well, how is your energy level? You fighting fit? Ready for
No.
more walking?
I'm getting there. Ready for walking for sure. Fighting, I do my best.
Right. Had we been told of a place we could get... I might be mixing campaigns here, but I feel like I was told of some place we could go get horses. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
They said
cool.
that here.
You could-
Suna told us.
You could certainly
Yeah,
ask around if you'd like to.
Yeah, we could check in with that, because that might be... cut some time off of travel.
Sure.
I say, like, kind of under my breath to...
Sorry.
Oh, I thought you muted.
Excuse me.
To Myetharia. Do we have a plan for, like, and I point to Daishan. Daishan? Like,
I guess I have some thoughts. I can speak with you more about it later if you'd like. If you were looking for privacy.
it's just, I mean, we're not on an easy mission because we've had people coming after us this whole time. And the more people we have with us, the more people we have to protect. I guess for that same matter, what's our plan with Kristen and Tiljan and...
Well, I guess, am I in this conversation?
Oh,
You looked at me, so I thought maybe I was.
She was mumbling to me, so
yeah.
that is up to her.
No, I'm not in this conversation. You guys handle it.
I have some thoughts on that. Well, for one thing, Kristen seems like she's connected with us now to some extent with her visions she had of Vol and of indomitability. I don't know how I feel about that. just because it connects her to us now, especially when we could have simply left her here. She could have made a life for herself, but now it feels like she's connected to us. Children, I suppose she can go wherever she pleases, but in all likelihood she'll mostly tag along with us, because we're something familiar. And Daishan, well, he has vital information for the war. He knows who set the fires. He can testify, or at least give information to Lyceum about who was in charge of lighting the fires. And I think he needs to come with us to Lyceum.
Okay, so you think that there's someone at the Lyceum who can
Possibly.
take charge of him?
Right. I mean, he can't go to Shahalesti because they're in on it, and I don't know where else we can send him. We need to go to some outside force, as we're doing with the bogs. Information to prevent the war from occurring, or to have a hand in ending it. And since Lyceum's already doing that, hopefully with the box, my thought is that he can aid in taking down the Shahalesti forces that are being in pain. I don't know.
Okay, I'm a little nervous of how many people we're carrying after, especially, like I said, since we've been being followed. And
I agree.
let's go. Let's do it.
I would like to, while there's a little bit of talking going on, I would like to go outside and try to find a pretty flower. Can I find one of those?
A pretty flower in the beginning of January.
I was gonna say, for what purpose?
To give to Suna to say thank you for her hospitality.
Oh. If you searched far enough and hard enough, why don't you make an investigation check?
A survival check.
Survive the 5-10 minutes you're gonna spend outside.
Well, that's a 19 investigation. That'd be a 24.
Okay, you go. If you search hard enough and far enough, you, over the next 10-15 minutes, give or take, you are able to find some winter flowers here and there. I am actively looking up what flowers bloom in the winter, because I know that there are some, but...
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh man, I should be looking it up. Like,
my Thanksgiving cactus.
Crocus. Oh, yeah.
Crocus.
Is that ugly?
It's a purple
weird.
flower.
Aren't those the purple ones that come up?
Yeah. Poinsettias, of course.
Like
Yeah, there's definitely winter flowers. So you look hard enough, you're able to come up with a very nice little red flower that you can harvest.
I love it. If there's a couple, I'll grab a couple and I'll go back and I'll walk up to Sunny Suna and I'll say, Suna, your hospitality was was greatly appreciated. We have seen a rough road over the last couple days, and the Palatial was just the warmest and most comforting place we could have asked for. So thank you, and I'll give her the flowers.
Aren't you just a sweet one? Thank you. You're welcome at the Palatial whenever.
Well, I'll be sure to bring in an even bigger show next time I'm here.
Well, plus your coin's always good. Gives you a little wink.
Oh, Suna. That's it. That's all I want to do.
Perfect. Well, the rest of you then make your way out into the cold once more, away from the heat, although that was a little bit of an awkward heat in the Palatial, being so cavernous. Often felt a little drafty and cool despite. But you make it back out into the city, and from there it sounded like you were looking for horses.
Yep.
Yes.
As you give a little search around, you are able to find a place where you can purchase horses. There are it looks like 2 levels of horses, basically. When you approach this Jonathan, his name is, he will show you off first, and he'll say, well, mainly what we give out to passing travelers here, we do have some older animals. They're available for you. They will run around 10 gold pieces per, though. Is that within your price range?
I believe so. How many beasts are we looking at here?
Brent will step forward and say, well, I can cover at least 3 of them, so
I can
maybe 4.
cover a good portion.
I can. Yes.
We've got a little gold I can offer in.
Well, if you have the money, there are also true riding horses if you would prefer. They will be faster with more stamina, but they are more expensive similarly.
How much more expensive?
They would be 75 gold pieces per.
Oof.
I think that's a little rich
steep
for my
blood.
taste.
That might be a bit more than we.
Understandable.
Yes,
Understandable.
I
I know
know
times are
Well,
tight.
well, very warm greetings, by the way. My name is Jack. What's your name?
Jonathan, nice to meet you.
Oh, did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
did.
Well, very nice to meet you, Sir Jonathan.
I understand
Well,
not everyone is listening at every moment.
I apologize. I was reading my character sheet.
Such a
Well-
version.
We we find ourselves in a position where we need to move quickly, and obviously the nicer horses would be more helpful in that regard. We don't have enough gold to cover the cost. However, I do have something that maybe you'd be willing to trade. And I'll pull out the glaive and show it to him and say, this is a magical glaive that we took from the hands of a demon that we slayed ourselves.
Oh, Jack, not the glaive.
That indeed, I know that our party
Oh,
member that
are
is
you
not with us
sure?
that traded their soul for this glaive would rather we didn't. However,
Gonna have skill in deception? I'm sorry. Wait, what?
oh yeah. It's worth much more than your finest horses. However, we find ourselves in an awkward situation.
That's what we need for everybody to have force.
First of all, yeah, make a deception check. You can make it with advantage.
Yay! For Winry's stunning performance.
Not the glaive! Jack, no!
17.
Oh.
He will
What's that advantage?
give it a once over. Look around and say, I'll take it for 2 horses.
Oh.
2 good horses?
2 good horses.
Well, we can't trade it for that, unfortunately. We
Don't
can't
know
have
who
2
would buy
horses
it
out.
here anyway.
That's fair. Well, it was worth a shot. I'm honestly relieved because James lost his life for this glaive, and so
That was dark.
we certainly want to keep his memory alive as long as we can. I'll gaze wistfully up in the air.
Indeed, poor James. He's with
Man, I
the.
wish we had your
he's with
video,
the-
Cassie.
He's with the stars now.
See Tildren in the background kind of making mental notes to herself. And then, like fawning and like wiping a hand across her brow.
Did you say this is Tilton?
He's a fast learner.
No. Oh goodness.
All right, so we need 9 horses, unless Tilgen, you think you can ride with someone.
Tilgen can ride with me. I'm pretty light. Is anyone else light? Oh, Rayland. Rayland, you want to ride the three of us on a horse?
3 of you?
3 of you are not going to go on a horse.
No.
Well,
Share with me if you'd like, Rayland.
Look at our approach.
She is just holding it back.
I mean, I
Well.
suppose I'd rather have my own horse, but I understand. I don't really have a lot of money.
It's not the cost.
I have enough money if you want your own horse, Raylan. I'll cover you.
Let's see. Torrent
I
said
mean,
free.
I can afford, what are they, 10 gold? I can do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can get my own
Then
horse.
yeah.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna
Get
pull out
one.
my money and put it in my hand and whisper to Bryn. Bryn, which one's the gold again?
And I just.
It's you have like a little frog pouch, right? Like your little frog.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
yes.
Pull it out of your golden green. Yeah.
Jonathan's like, oh, that's adorable.
Oh, thank you.
I was going to say he's eyeing your purse, intriguing at least. Of like, what the heck are you doing? What is that?
I'll quietly point to the which coin
After
she
the frog
wants
first.
and remind her the names of the others.
I desperately wish that wallet was enchanted so that every time she opened it, it riveted.
Oh my god!
Maybe someday.
That's
tempt
so
me.
When we have
good.
the money for it, that will be the first enchantment we put on an item.
So worth it.
It'll take 8 months and 10,000 gold. Do it!
Done.
But my purse.
Someone tries to pickpocket Winry, and we hear a
Just like
Really?
Right? So useful.
That's brilliant.
well,
Anyway,
Justin, what
is
do you
that
want
it?
to
You are
do
happy?
for covering the NPCs?
oh, don't worry. I'll cover the rest. If you can cover yourselves,
Okay.
I will. I'll deal with the rest.
Right, each of them then.
well, Tilgen, if you want your own horse, but I'll kind of whisper to her.
Gosh.
Jeez, Becca,
yeah.
Sorry,
Pause it, please.
it's really bad. No, there's no helicopters there. Well, I'll whisper to Tilgen. We can get your own horse, but do you know how to ride a horse?
I don't know. I'll find out.
No, that sounds
I'm
like
willing
the
to
answer
try.
right there.
I'm a quick learner.
You can always teach her.
Oh.
The best way to teach her how to ride a horse is to
Oh
know,
god.
ride the horse with her.
Why are you being like this? Why is
Me,
this your
it's-
mode?
Why are you like this?
Yeah, this is
I
Rayland talking, the hopeless romantic Rayland.
Saucy Rayland,
You can
spicy
always
Rayland.
just teach her.
You can always
Rayland,
Thirsty
Rayland likes
Rayland.
his soaps. He
You
likes
can,
his soaps.
show her how to take the reins.
No, I'd really rather ride my own. I think it's something that I would enjoy doing.
I'd rather ride my own.
Too weird.
He wouldn't say it.
wow.
You know that Rayland wouldn't say any of this. This is just me trying to.
Oh, get in
Jack up
character. Let's go.
everybody.
You've been saying it in the Rayland voice, so it counts.
You have.
All right,
It's canon.
fine. All right, fine. Whatever.
I'm a
All right,
I'm a
let's-
big
let's
fan of
move on.
Saucy Rayland. One night we get him drunk and he's like, I love The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Yes, he would.
This,
Exactly what
Dancing
would
with the Stars is underrated.
have you ever seen The Young and the Restless?
There you go.
I gotta see
Oh.
my stories.
So, with everyone
Please.
marking 10 gold out of their pockets, please,
Done already.
Boy, that
you all
hurts.
pick out some animals out of the bunch. There is an assortment of horses of any color that you really like at this point in time.
I feel like we're at the start all over again. The excitement.
Justin, can I do
getting a
a roll
horse.
to pick the best of the
Oh yeah.
Of the
Sure, go
lowest
for it.
horses?
Yeah, totally.
Sure,
Yay.
make a nature check. Animal handling. I know that's what you want. I'll let it go.
I got 19.
Okay. Do you think that there's one? It's like a mare. It looks like it's better off than what the rest of them appear to be.
I'll point her out to Raylan and say, I think you should go with this one.
Oh.
Aww,
Oh.
so sweet.
Wow.
Okay.
And then I'll
legit
take the
thought
second
this
best.
As I said, I legit
Sure.
thought this was gonna be like Bryn's most selfish moment of the entire campaign. Which one's the best one? Oh,
I'll take the second best, though.
Perfect. So amongst the assortment here, you've got a bunch of modeled horses of
Did you just-
various colorings.
I'd want to pick the nicest one. No, I named
The
I
nicest
named my
looking or the
previous
nicest
horse
temperament?
temperament. Like the
Yeah.
sweetest Bobo.
the strongest one.
I named my other horse, the first horses we got, something, and I want to remember what it was, but I can't find it.
This is why you don't name them,
Well-
because then you don't have to remember.
Or just name them all the same name.
That's what I'm trying to
Bryn could
do,
tell
but I'm
you.
trying to remember the name.
George.
Bryn could tell you, though, after investigating these horses, that they are kind of slow, plodding, older animals for the most part. They're still certainly better off than walking, but they are far from being racehorses or anything of this nature, or stallions.
Oh, we hopefully
They're
won't
mostly
be-
working horses.
Excuse me.
So none of them are like nice.
None of them are exceptional. No, I mean those are filtered out into the more expensive horses.
No, yeah, all right. I'll just get one, and I'm looking for the name. I'll come up with it eventually.
I want to try to match myself.
Okay,
Gray with black spots.
so you want a cow?
I am not a cow. You're looking back at me. You made a dog bark.
Yeah, right. I did. You got mad.
Thank you, Finley.
For standing
I
up
feel
for your honor.
I feel like you can probably find at least a gray horse at the very least.
Okay.
Yeah. Gray mare.
One of these boys.
You're far away.
Little.
Uh-huh. Oh, it's beautiful. I don't know about it, though. It looks kind of...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Bryn,
like the
do
one
you-
in the middle.
Bryn, you said you're not a huge fan of naming your horses. Can I name your horse? Cora Jr.
Oh
Who's
jeez.
Cora?
She's a girl I knew. She wasn't very nice.
Oof.
So unlike Bryn. Bryn is the nicest person I've met.
Yeah, just Cora Jr. was always a funny name for a horse. I can't find the name.
That's a nice looking
That
horse.
was nice in the end, yo.
At this point, how are we feeling about leaving town?
Do it.
Let's go.
Well, following the eastern route, then, it is a bit of travel that's going to come up at this point. And here, Stephanie, is where
When she's
I was
away
going to
from the
start
mic.
talking to people about what would you guys like to be doing over this time. I know we've already all talked about it, but just for kind of going over it and giving it some flavor here, what do your characters do while traveling?
Push-ups. On
Amazing.
the horse. On the horse. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
As we're riding the horse, though, like we're going to be doing things in our downtime.
This
right?
is
So
yes. This is during
Yeah.
downtime. You'll be resting the horses periodically. You'll be sleeping during the
Yeah.
nights and this sort of thing. This is not meant to be while on the horse necessarily, though it can be.
So cut to like a montage of us like starting fires, putting out fires, sitting around the fire awkwardly, looking at each other.
On my way from misery to happiness to thee.
Yeah, so we're doing those things. Yeah, you want me to start? I'll go ahead and start. Why not?
Go for it.
You want me to start? I'll do it.
I don't want
Do
it,
it.
but I'm gonna.
Go.
I have this like block of wood that. Sorry, my daughters are crying. I might have to bolt after this, but he has a block of wood that he's been carving down. It's gonna take him a while to probably get it. I don't know how long are we traveling for, Justin?
We can have
this first little burst here is going to be a couple of days before some first little event.
Yeah, you might see like the outlines of something kind of taking shape. It looks a little bit like maybe it's got a snout, but that's pretty much all you can see.
But as Rayland gets more comfortable on the horse and kind of in the evenings around the fire and stuff, he'll be starting to whittle and work on this piece of wood that he's got.
Cutting pieces of wood. And also tapping his. I've gotta probably go take care of this. But like tapping arrowheads into bolts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're both crying right now. They're both going nuts.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Go get them. We'll go through everybody else. You can listen back to it if you want.
Hey, gone.
I feel like
so
Steph needs to go.
sure, Stephanie. Or Bryn. What's Bryn up to?
So I have a journal that I take notes in, and like around the fire, I try like different bandage techniques, and every night that we stop, I'm looking at like different plants and trying to identify them.
Training to be a wisdom.
I hate that it's like an Ave, but I did do it that way. But now that we're watching Wheel of Time again, I'm re-annoyed by her all over again.
She's still my favorite character.
Where I'm at in the book, I'm not annoyed with her anymore.
All right.
So yes, doing that, training to become a wisdom. Looking at different plants, asking.
Great segue to our sponsor, Wheel of Time on Amazon.
Yeah, right? Beautiful. We've done it, everyone.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
there.
Sponsor us, Amazon.
Yes.
Bryn spending
I
her
like that.
time kind of figuring out better healing techniques and also kind of studying her own healing magic, perhaps, in order to try to optimize, try to make it more efficient and useful. Jack, why don't you go next?
Okay. With kind of sad that Ryan's not here for this because he would have all kinds of snark to throw in. With Tilgen's help, I'm going to work on I'm going to work kind of on a spell, but it's more working with my diviner to find the right spot on a person's body. Wow. Just let me push through.
Ooh.
To vibrate.
Oh, man.
Just let me
Whoa.
push through.
God.
That would
That's what she said.
cause man. Then I paused at all the worst
We
times
should wait
too.
for Ryan. No, I think we should wait for Ryan. I wanted to hear for this.
Oh, God. It just kept getting worse.
It is just progressively building.
Oh, man.
much like Jack's spell.
Well, wait, the rest of it was going to be to cause them to hallucinate.
Ooh.
Woo,
Yeah,
spicy.
it did not sound like that in my head before it came out my mouth.
That tends to be what happens. Since it sounds completely
Would it
different
change
in
the
your
tone
head.
if I said I was doing it with Ryan or with Rayland?
You're practicing on Rayland?
A little bit,
Definitely
but
changed the tone, but I'm not sure if it's changing the tone in the way you want it to change.
Doesn't he have to agree to let you practice on him?
Gotta be
Consent
consent.
and all?
Consent.
Yep.
You know what? I'm not working on anything, guys. I'm just playing my banjo.
No.
I'm just happy to help everybody else. I am trying to figure out how to cause people to see hallucinations centralized on my person.
You're using yourself?
No.
As the dummy. My gosh, I wasn't going there.
You want someone to
I feel
hallucinate
like-
when they look at you?
When I do a certain thing.
What's that?
I really don't like you guys.
Unnecessarily vague.
I really
Making it
don't.
really awkward.
I
Really
love how
don't
you were
like
like,
you
I
guys.
love how you're like, oh, I wish
Beat you
Ryan had
want,
been
and
here
then
because then he
we'll-
would have been all snarky. But we're just, we're the snark without being snarky.
We'll handle it.
So
What's the
he's gonna be so sad when he listens back to this that he missed all this.
Yes.
I'm trying to devise a way to cause people to see me as terrifying in battle.
There we go.
Okay.
Are you happy? You're out of the gutter, everybody?
Well, it kind of
Sure.
naturally segues into Tilgen's efforts here. And so Tilgen's going to be spending quite a bit of time around Jack, actually, and also around Winry, as she tries to absorb as much as she can about both storytelling and music and singing and acrobatics and this sort of techniques. And so she is going to be just acting as much of a sponge as she can in order to absorb the knowledge of you guys as she tries to figure out
And she absorbs
what
Jack's
she's good at.
vibrations.
Yes, right.
I'm disappointed in all of you, honestly. I'm not mad, just disappointed.
That was
I'll let. Oh my gosh, I'll let Tilgen pluck on my banjo every now and then.
That was all
Honestly.
you. That was all you.
Honestly,
Are we censored yet?
I'm done.
Did we do it?
I'm done.
Well, Tilgen is this is going to make it even better. Tilgen is a quick study, as I said before, and it seems like music especially comes very naturally for her. And she has a very nice singing voice. She picks up the banjo very quickly, among other... I'm not going to finish that sentence. And yeah, she just continues to become more and more proficient in performance.
Wow. Yeah.
You heard me? Myetharia,
Yes.
what are you up to then?
Whew. Man, I wish he'd saved that for last and not me. I'm quite boring as compared to that.
So was mine, but
Uh,
turned into not that apparently.
oh no, that was beautiful.
It needed a palate cleanser.
I guess so. That's what I am, ladies and gentlemen. Myetharia will be during rests and everyone else is going off and doing their thing. She'll kind of be listening into the music and such, and she'll be not sure what exactly will work well for this, but she's going to tie sort of weights onto her swords to and work with them so that she gets more accustomed to working with her weapons being heavier and more practice with dual wielding and such. That's basically it. I didn't have anything specific in mind as to what she'd be tying onto the swords. That's the only thing that
Pieces of
I'm
wood, rocks.
blanking on. Yeah, pieces of wood, daggers. I don't know.
Yeah, I was supposed to say you
I
can
got
borrow
daggers to my
and tie 'em on
sword.
there. Makes it even sharper.
I'm metal as fuck.
Perfect.
She invents a new weapon. It's a sword with daggers taped onto it.
It's just that is what the hilt is just blades
Or
poking
daggers.
out on either side.
A bunch of daggers, yeah.
It's the Kylo Ren sword.
Yeah.
Those useless little pew.
All right, perfect. Winry, what are you up to?
I am going to be practicing stealth, but I'm going to need, I'm going to pull people into, like, me and Rayland, we're going to, like, practice sneaking up on, like, Jack and try to scare him. I want to practice sneaking up on people with others. So, like, maybe I'll grab Tildren and we'll practice sneak. I hear myself like 3 times. We'll practice sneaking up on, like, a animal or something.
Sure. Just working on being
pouncing lessons.
Stealth in tandem.
Yeah, pouncing. Yeah, working on being stealthy in tandem with someone else, like working together to use each other to be able to be more efficient in sneakiness.
And maybe I'll try it on my horsey that looks like me.
They might call themselves the Wet Bandits. We'll find out.
The Wet Bandits? What?
If they leave a bunch of faucets on, they might do that.
What?
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Perfect.
There's some I want to jump in before we leave, but I don't want to cut Cassie off.
That's it.
I just want to say real quick that what time I'm not using to working towards my thing or working with teaching Tilgen things. I did say a while ago that I wanted Rayland to teach me a little bit more about how to fight and defend myself. I actually realized, like, one night I'm going to go talk to Rayland about it and say, hey, oh, he's back. Say, hey, Rayland, can you teach me how to do this? But then I'm going to stop and think, I've always had someone nearby who can teach me how to be a better fighter. And I go to Myetharia, and I would like to spend some time practicing getting better with my weapons with Myetharia. Man, now I can't say anything. It all sounds bad.
No, I wasn't
mind.
thinking at that time.
No, we were.
All right. Good. Me neither.
You missed.
Ryan, you missed a lot. A lot.
You're going to want to re-listen to that section.
Oh, yeah.
You're muted, Ryan. I live for that look, Ryan.
Whatever it was, I was thinking it too.
I'm sure you
were.
When you listen back to it, you're going to be enjoying it. Either way.
Yes, I can. Sorry, I can certainly do that, especially with her new weights.
Just to say, you can work out with the weights.
I probably won't practice sword fighting with the weights on swords because that would kind of like be a bit of a. I don't know. It'd be weird to be fighting with stuff on your swords. I don't know.
Well, I would assume that you'd be using practice swords for sparring and such anyway. So they would probably be wood.
Is this like a?
Yes, totally.
Is this weights like a Goku Piccolo type thing? No, I don't remember that.
For Myetharia, where she's training with weights.
I'm training with weights.
Is it like? Are you training with like barbells and stuff, or are you like weighted?
I like tied wood onto my swords or something. Whatever we have at hand, or daggers.
Metal.
She's getting prison swole real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely more exercising with her arms.
Piccolo and Goku had like weighted clothing that they just wore around.
Yep. Weight. I know what you're talking about.
Sense. That makes total sense.
Wasn't allowed to.
I would say also, Myetharia was already prison swole because she has.
She was in prison. That's true.
She was in prison. Yeah, there you go. That's sick.
So didn't have to worry about that side of it. Anyway, after the first couple of days of travel, you come to what is a small town that sits on top of a hill. It is called Bright Staff Commons, as Torrent will introduce it for you. And as you kind of work your way through the town and you make your way up, kind of figuring out a place to rest for the night, while the place is kind of poorer looking or kind of more disheveled, kind of hovelly, you do know that there are hot springs that well up on a nearby hill where you guys could spend the evening in relaxation and comfort.
Just throwing it in there, huh,
Ryan.
Justin?
Yep.
Alrighty.
It's that episode, guys.
I love it.
You're
All
welcome.
you had to say was-
Hot Springs episode, yes.
As Torrent brings you up there and pays for your access there, she tells you what she knows of the town, as she's been through here before. She says, "Well, I was here before. I learned this place is called Brightstaff. It was named that after a powerful healing object, an artifact. About 10 years ago, a red dragon named Vorax Hull took the staff, and the dwarven clerics who guarded it to his lair, in place of destroying the town. Well, the whole town has been grateful for the dwarf's sacrifice in the 10 years since. They tell me that, well, as would any, they feel guilty about it, as they basically allowed others to sacrifice themselves for the rest of the town, and looking for that dragon one day to be dealt with. But I fear that's a future problem. I don't have any wish to encounter a dragon myself right now, but I always thought the story was an interesting one."
Indeed.
What strikes you interesting about it?
Well, I mean, it's not every day that you hear stories about dragons, and beyond that, powerful artifacts that go along with it. Sacrifice, it has the makings of a true tragedy, wouldn't you say?
I agree.
Just for my own notes, there was a staff, a red dragon stole it, people went to get it, and perished in the process.
They went with it. The dragon as like a sacrifice to. The dragon wanted it, and they went with it as a sacrifice.
They went with the dragon as a sacrifice.
Well, thanks.
Yep.
Oh, thanks.
I pasted a little snippet for you. But yeah, they went. They were the clerics who were guarding it. Went with the artifact to the dragon as like a sacrifice. Or what's the right word? Well, these clerics decided that it was the better choice to just go with it, sacrifice themselves and potentially the artifact in order to save the people of the town.
It is a great sacrifice. I truly can't imagine that dragons exist. I mean, I know that they exist, but like you said, Torrent, it sounds so unbelievable.
They're around. I mean, we saw one, right?
Right.
You were there.
Bryn, doesn't that staff sound interesting?
Doesn't the what? Sorry, you cut.
The staff.
It does. I'm always interested in finding new healing magic and things like that, but it's
Now the one where the gang fights a red dragon.
yeah, I mean, the thought of a red dragon sounds pretty scary to me.
I'd imagine. Sounds scary to me as well.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I'm not looking for it right now. But
I'll put a point on the map.
Interesting tale for you. Either way, the rest of the night is spent, like I said, in hot springs relaxation, as you guys can feel the rest of your tension, the rest of your fatigue from the day's worth of travel kind of melting away as you relax and enjoy the time spent there. In the morning when you wake up, having been a number of days now at this point, Diashan will inform you that he now is back up to full speed. Hooray for everyone!
Yay!
And I don't have to track it anymore. It doesn't matter at all.
Mostly yay for you!
Alright. And you guys will continue on your way, kind of following along, continuing along these lesser traveled roads, but definitely it's still clear paths along the mountain range here.
I borderline want to pick a fight with somebody just so we have to do a fight where Justin has to run 4 NPCs plus who are fighting.
Be kind of mean, but I think our internet just came back up.
They would all just coincidentally disappear.
And up it died again.
Damn.
Perfect.
Aw.
After a little bit more travel, in kind of the evening time one day as you're following along, a knight, it looks like, who's traveling the path in the opposite direction, rides up towards you guys. And as he does so, he shouts to you and says, "Hail, travelers!"
Ew.
Very, very warm greetings, friend. We're the protectors of the past. What is your name, sir?
Warm might be an exaggeration for this time, but my name is Quincy Felthuff.
Of course it
We'll
is.
spell it for you. A knight, Lord Rego, tasked with guarding this road. I'll try to spell it for you in a minute.
We have just come
Because I need to
from.
do it on my phone.
We've just come from Lord Rago's lands. Corner.
You're still within it, actually.
Yes, I collected that much. From
You're nearing the
Oh,
border now,
yes.
but you're still within.
See, it's quite expansive.
Oh. It's one of the 9 kingdoms. Well, the 9 lands within the
Yes.
kingdom of Dasin.
So it is.
Have you encountered any what's the
Any
word?
troubles? Any
That's
troubles?
the word. That's a
Any
great
foes?
word.
Nothing
In the past
substantial
couple days.
recently, thankfully. Some minor wildlife concerns to the south, but nothing significant. Able to keep the road clear. No problems here.
While they're
What are
talking,
you up
what
to?
kind of weapon is he sporting?
He has on his back on his hip a longsword and also a large shield on his back.
Cool.
Why do you ask?
If he leaned more into the 2-weapon variety, I was going to see if he had any interest in a magical glaive, but if he's a
Oh.
sword and board, not really going to go for the
Sword
two-handers.
and board. So what are you traveling for?
Oh, we are on our way
Where is
down
it-
to
where are you?
Seaquen. On our way down to Seaquen from the lands beyond.
Seaquen.
Yes, I know. We have heard such things about it, as your sneer implies.
Noble place.
Indeed.
Do you have any news from Seaquen recently? Other than, and while we were in Cornerwood, they just said there's a lot going on. You seem to be closer.
Beyond
Anything
the
you've heard?
calls. Seek seemingly endless waves of refugees. Not knowing what they're doing.
Well, war is on the horizon, if not upon us. So, understandable.
What do you
I
have
guess,
against
but-
Seaquen?
Well, they never came. You know, the Duke, Lord Rego, requested the school's aid decades ago. Helped prevent a sorcerer from tapping into a power of an air primordial, trapped on the peak in the Tundra Mountains. But the school declined to help. And the sorcerer named, I'm gonna butcher this just so you know beforehand, Sipu, is spelled LSI space PU. They declined to help, and the sorcerer completed the binding ritual, and gained the fury of a storm to unleash downwards on Rego's castle and lands. For 2 weeks, this reign of terror lasted, before finally the sorcerer released the creature and disappeared, leaving behind a devastated duchy that was once Dacin's strongest. Never forgiven them since for their lack of action into what they would consider their own purview.
What's the name of the sorcerer one more time? No, you can just spell it.
LSI space PU.
When did this occur? I asked.
Decades ago. Maybe
Yeah, I
20,
guess.
25 years ago.
Did anything else come of it, or just storms for 2 weeks?
As far as I know, he just vanished. No one knows what happened. It just seemingly he released it and was gone. As strangely as it began, it ended, I guess. But
have there been any residual effects from it?
beyond the devastation that he wrought, the hours and coin lost for repairs, none that I know of.
It seems like you guys have had a rough go, just being blocked by the fire forest and then this Sipu sending the storms. I'm really tired, sorry.
I couldn't decide if the L should be silent or if I should try to pronounce it somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, is it LSI?
C.
Yeah.
LSI.
I heard LIS and it was like, it's Lispu. Like, what's so hard about it?
Sipu.
Sipu.
God, you made it French.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
I think it's supposed to sound Oriental. Either way.
That pencil mustache baguette eating motherfucker.
Wow. Just, they claim to be full on into magical arts and dealing with the magical problems, and yet when one comes up that threatens the whole duchy, they are nowhere to be seen. Bastards.
Well, thank you for your words of wisdom towards them. We'll keep this in mind.
Either way, I don't hold it against you. Would you, it's getting late, would you like to share a meal and a fire?
That would be wonderful. You seem to have many stories that we would love to hear.
Sure. Well, you
Does
can
he seem
set
sketchy at all?
You can make an insight check if you'd like.
Right out with it. Just came right out with it.
Well, yeah. Well, it's better than saying insight check.
I also wanted to. I bristled a little bit when
17.
he said this stuff about Seaquen, so I wanted to size him up a little bit too.
Go for it. Make an insight check.
15.
Neither of you have any thoughts that he's necessarily. What's a good word for it? Necessarily hiding anything. He's being deceptive or anything like this. But to be fair, he is kind of relating a story that he may or may not have had any real impact on, and it feels more like his anger or his hatred, so to speak, is more passed on to him as opposed to his own, if that kind of makes sense. Where he's more manifesting a hatred that comes from his superiors.
Yeah.
Sense. Okay.
How old is Lord Ragos? Rago.
Lord Rago? Don't know an exact age necessarily, but probably mid-50s, give or take, is a rough guess.
So this happened when he must have first came into power, huh?
He said like 20 years ago or something.
You're gonna make me actually look into the future and see.
The future, ooh. That's what your
curious.
MIs see.
Yeah, what do my seer's eyes see? I'm actually looking to make sure that he is human and not dwarven. That's what I was trying to do.
Oh. I keep forgetting that we're in Dwarven country, so my bad.
As did I.
Yeah, I believe he's human. So yeah, he's, as a rough guess, maybe 50, 60, give or take. That general age range, at least.
Alright, let's eat.
Just something that has stained our poor countryside since, so never have let it go. And now with the refugees, it just is poking at an old wound.
Passing up these lands for a greater prize. Stand.
Don't like the way you phrased that, but
Well, in their mind, you know what I mean.
Just never recovered, I guess. Either way, he kind of shares some hunt that he's had along the side. As I said, they were dealing with some wildlife problems before, and so he's carrying some cooked meat and things like this that he can warm up and make a reasonable meal for everybody. Try to lift everyone's spirits at least, even if things aren't how he would want them to be.
I'll kind of lean over to Jack, seeing this, and say, "Care to lighten his spirits a bit more? A little tune."
Was actually about to do just that.
Where's mine?
I would like to go through my memory banks. I want to come up with the. I probably don't know much about Seaquen. I was gonna say if I could think of a really pretty song that is kind of regional to Seaquen in that area, to kind of in an attempt to show him a better light of the place, but I doubt that I know any songs from there. So instead,
Seaquen. Here's a song from Seaquen.
Fuck you, Seaquen. I'll just I don't know. I'll just sing and play a pretty song about military types.
Like it's a night, like a
About the ocean.
something that like soldiers might sing when they're resting or making meals or.
Oh, sure, that's a good idea. I like that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Sure. I think that all sounds great. Make a performance check.
24.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 22.
Very nice. Well, you by the end of the little session that you putting on a little bit of fun music and such, he is in good spirits once more. He's kind of like slapping his leg and joining in with the music, having a good time. Definitely does seem to be uplifted by your lighthearted and enjoyable presence.
You whipped out a map, and I thought that my good playing like puts him into a fighting mood, and you're like, roll initiative, everybody. Oh shit.
Death.
That's not the effect I was going for.
You've chosen death. But in the morning, after a nice night once more, you guys can watch him closely as much as you'd like to, but he will sleep a little distant away from you. And in the morning, you guys are heading different directions. And you split up and head in the other way, leaving each other with not more but a passing story. Around midday the next day, in the distance, you guys hear a rumbling roar from the hills. And soon after, you guys watch as a large creature with the body of a lion and the wings of an eagle shoots towards the sky as if pouncing. It seems to play for a while, and then abruptly starts to descend to a hilltop a little ways off, where a dwarf, you can just make him out, wearing a magnificent silver mantle and silver skullcap stands. As it lands, he kind of reaches up and kind of brushes at its mane and kind of like pets it almost affectionately.
Huh.
Before anything else can really happen, or before you can make it very far, you watch as the dwarf climbs onto the beast's back and takes wing once more. Everyone can make a nature check, an intelligence nature check, if you would like to.
Yep. Wow, another 16. 19 total.
9.
3.
3.
Winry?
Gotta get my dice out.
Oh.
12.
Okay. Winry, you know that this creature that you saw in the sky is some sort of a sphinx.
Oh.
Some type of sphinx. And Jack, you know as well, beyond that, that Sphinxes tend to be solitary and territorial creatures. And it is more than a little strange that there is a Sphinx here that is seemingly playful and seems to have bonded so much with this dwarf. The stories that you know especially say that the Sphinxes are quite stoic, mysterious, and making its playful nature that you saw through the air there another oddity. Something strange is going on with those two.
Kind of Tabaxi-like, wouldn't you say, Jack?
Other than they're typically a lot grumpier than you are.
A little bit bigger.
Only a little bit bigger, though.
A tad, I'm sure.
Probably just looks bigger because the dwarf's on it.
Oh, I'm sure that's what it is.
No offense, Rayland.
Dwarves are taller than halflings.
It's all about perspective.
How far off is he? Are they?
Well, they were when they were around, probably like 1,000 feet away or something like this.
Oh, okay.
Far enough where you could make them out, but kind of just like from one hilltop to another kind of thing. Not close enough that you could really interact or talk to them at all. And before you could really do much, even if you started heading in that direction, the dwarf mounted up on the back of the Sphinx, and they took wing and started flying back away from you to the west.
I feel like Justin's just giving us a laundry list of, all right, let's go check on that. We need to go fight that dragon. Oh, that's where that was. We got to go back to that mountaintop.
I don't
another
think that's
weird
what it
looking
is.
puzzle piece that I don't think fits in any. So this doesn't fit anywhere.
So I missed a little bit. Did he like appraise us, see us, and like?
It's possible that he saw you, but did not really seem to make any impact at all. Just kind
so
of.
So it's not like we were being watched.
Didn't seem like that. No, it was more like the Sphinx was playing throughout the air, and then after a minute came back to the dwarf. They mounted up and they left. At this point, you guys continue traveling for a little bit further, and at this point, I would like all of you to make a skill check based on what you are trying to learn. For this, sorry, I can't mute myself very easily. Bryn, if you would like to, please make a wisdom check. Jack, charisma, Myetharia, and Winry, both dexterity, and actually Rayland, you can be dexterity as well. Not sleight of hand, this is just a straight dexterity check.
Oh man.
I got 12.
Okay.
18.
Very nice.
19.
Wow.
One better.
No.
Jack, Myetharia?
I didn't sleep very good the night prior, so I'm a little grumpy. I only rolled an 11.
Okay.
Wait, is this a saving throw or is this a check?
Just a check.
Okay. Yeah.
Myetharia?
9.
Okay. What this represents is your first week of travel and learning as you go, kind of making progress towards your feats as you guys continue to work.
Man, I rolled bad.
No.
Sorry. As you make your way along, you start to actually see the coastline off in the distance. While the road doesn't travel directly down to the coast here, it does pass within a reasonable distance where you can start to see it periodically. I know it isn't going to look like it from this map because it's fairly big, like you're still traveling like 15 miles, but I'd say that if you wanted to make a short jaunt here and there, kind of taking a longer, more scenic route slightly, you could definitely make it down towards the shoreline periodically in order to travel along the shore if you'd like to.
Scenic overlooks. We stop at a scenic overlook.
I think my question would be,
definitely
can we smell it, is my question.
If you wanted to get closer to it, you could definitely start picking up whiffs or wafts of the salty sea spray in the distance, so to speak.
Like, I don't think we need to get too close. We can take a bit of time.
I would like us to get closer. As I see it and like start to smell it, I look to everybody else with a big smile and I say, Calanis, where I'm from, is a coastal town. We do a lot of trading there. And my brother Dan and Alandor and we used to swim when we were boys.
Whoa, wait.
Dan?
Your brother's name is Dan.
Alandor.
No, his name isn't Dan, but he's actually where I got the idea to go by the name Jack. He likes to be friendly with lots of people, and his name is hard to pronounce. His name is Dordarian, and so he goes by Dan to be friendlier with people.
Is Alandor not very friendly?
What?
Is Alandor not very friendly then?
L is quieter. He's really big and has very big muscles, so a lot of people are intimidated by him. Don't look at that. I told you not to look at my screen.
You've shown me that before.
So he's
Don't look at my screen, guys.
He's nice. He's nice. He's just quieter than others. Dan is very tough to have at parties, though. He asks very probing questions.
Ooh.
Anyway,
I like your nickname.
Do you have any sisters?
Korean is too stodgy.
Say that again, Becca.
I said, well, I like your nickname, as a matter of fact. Jackarian seems a little too stodgy and stuck up. It just gives that.
I'll go with a thanks. Thank you.
Well, you said you decided to change it because Dan changed his because he wanted to give off a more friendly vibe, and you as well.
Sure. I mean, you also said my given name is stodgy and stuck-uppity, but I'll go with thank you. I appreciate
it. I did not say that at all.
Good try, Cassie.
Try.
I heard it.
Try again. What did you say?
Do you have any sisters, Jack?
I have 2 sisters.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 3 brothers, 2 sisters.
So who's the other brother?
Dormir is the oldest. He spends a lot of time in court and doing other things, wooing the ladies and such. But I'm at a good place with him, I think. And then Ayla is one of my sisters, and Tariel is the other one.
Winry and Rayland, please. Could you both make a history check for me?
Oh goodness. No, your worst nightmare. When you said court, the first thing that came to mind was that you meant like court, not like royal court. And I was like,
me too.
He's a lawyer.
He's a judge.
That's exactly what I thought.
He's an ambulance chaser.
Like, okay. So it's like about chasing ladies, and I'm like, that court.
17 for Winry. Rayland?
Yeah.
Ooh.
5.
Okay. Nope. Nothing comes up. Nothing that strikes on anything for you.
What's court?
Oh, I mean, you know what court is in general.
You're not an idiot.
Roll the 17.
That's not what I mean. I mean, the names don't mean anything to you. They don't strike a chord with you at all.
I would love to meet them, Jack. They sound very interesting.
I would love to introduce them to you. You would really love Ayla. She would make you laugh. But Doromir spends a lot of time. He wants to marry a really high society girl, and so he spends a lot of time in court, meeting women, and handshaking and other things.
Handshaking.
Gosh dang it,
Woman.
I wish I'd
Rein
never
it in
said
over
anything.
Exhausted.
Anyway,
Do you want to go to the water? Is that what you're getting on?
Yeah.
I would love that. Yes.
As we get closer to starting, like just seeing glimpses of the ocean, you could see Bryn just kind of trying to see me, like stand up in her stirrups a little bit to look a little farther.
I do have a quick question for Jack. Are you the youngest son?
Yeah. Yep. I'm close. I'm close to Dan's age. He's only about 20 years older than me.
That's pretty close.
20 years older than you?
Hang on. I actually know what it is.
It's more, I think. Oh, for Dan. No, Dan is.
No,
not that
Dan.
big, right?
Actually, Dan's pretty close to my age. Never mind. Dan's only like 5 years older than me. Actually, he's pretty close. So I'm not quite the. I am the youngest, but like Dan's close.
Rayland, do you have any siblings?
Yeah. Haven't seen him in a while though. Probably been 20 years.
Wow. I can't even imagine not seeing my sister for that long.
I visited my parents once or twice in the last 20 years. I just don't get out much. And then whenever I go home, well, back to my parents' home, my brothers aren't around.
2 brothers?
2 older brothers. I'm also the youngest.
Oh.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep.
It's a party of like technically youngest children.
2 brothers, 1 sister. Raylan?
Do I have a sister?
I thought you said sister. Oh no, you said sister. You just have the 2 brothers.
Yeah.
You're like, I have a sister?
I love how you said that in accent.
Wait a minute. Where did this come from?
This just become Maury
That was-
Povich.
This was more like I was concerned that I had said something about a sister at some point. Some of this is, I do like to improv these things pretty much. So
Justin's like, I don't know.
I could see myself being like, I have a sister, and then like a couple episodes down the line being like, I have 2 brothers.
Yeah, wait, I have a sister? Hold on.
I meant I've always wanted to have a sister.
All right, Bryn's about to get racist. Hey, Winry, do you...
All right, this should be awesome.
Here we go. Ready. Strap it in, everybody.
Are you going to top what I said earlier?
No, that was hilarious. Do you have any siblings with Winry? I mean, like, cats typically have lots of kittens, or is
My barred cat had 14 kittens in one litter.
Yeah, I have 2 older siblings.
Okay, so like you're not all born at the same time.
You're killing Cassie right now.
To be fair, my dear Winry, none of us really know the ins and outs of Tabaxi culture and procreation. We really only have cats.
Procreation.
So, yes, procreation.
I'm sorry, did I say something?
No.
Bad?
No, it's fine to be curious. With that aspect, we are like other races, I suppose, where the norm is one baby at a time.
Okay.
Winry, are you also the youngest?
Yes.
Wow.
Look at you guys all.
Everyone is. Technically.
Hold up, let me
Wow.
check. I believe I'm the youngest, actually, too, guys.
That was actually a game that I was thinking of playing was to find out what we all had in common. So there is something that we all have in common.
There we go. We decided to change the name of our group, Myetharia says, half jokingly. We could
We're the-
totally the youngest.
The young.
We're the
that I can
youngins,
have?
the youngins, the young guns.
Could include it somehow. However you
Yep,
want.
I'm the youngest.
Merry little heart's desire.
Wow.
Is
That's
Myetharia the youngest?
I'm an only child, so technically that's
I was
why
gonna say, I guess
keep
technically,
saying,
right?
I keep saying technically because I know I'm the only one who doesn't have siblings.
that actually is kind of wild to me that we all
That's pretty
independent. Like
crazy.
none of us
Yeah.
did that on purpose. Like together, it was just
Yeah, we didn't
I
play
knew
that.
it about 3 of you at least, so.
that's wild.
Goodness.
Huh. Wow, it's almost like this group was meant to be together.
Aw, look at you guys.
Back.
Made that cat joke.
Yeah. I'm still cringing. You're gonna have to apologize for that in 10 years. They're gonna get you on
We
Twitter.
get canceled.
Um,
As
Anyway.
you guys are kind of
Justifiable.
taking in the salty sea air here a little bit as you've
That's where
kind
we
of gone
started.
a little bit further from the road, you start to notice that you have company. There are 2
Seagulls.
knights who are riding seagulls, who are riding along on horses themselves and seem to be kind of following you guys.
what are there 2 knights you said?
Yep,
Are they?
they're keeping their
di-
distance. They stay back
But they are.
reasonably far, but
But they are
You've
watching. us.
noticed them for the past day or so, as they seem to just kind of be shadowing behind, watching you guys.
Is one of them Sir Quincy?
No, these are different knights, and in fact, they're wearing different colors entirely. As you know now, you've transferred from the lands of Lord Rego to Lady Namin, Namin.
So did they come from behind us, like the way that we came, or they're?
They did seem to kind of come up from behind, and then they've kind of been following you ever since. Not
Hey,
getting close enough to be threatening at all. They're not trying to be concerning necessarily, but they are tailing you slowly.
Just because because the girls are sick and it's been kind of a rough couple nights the last couple nights. Do you mind if whenever you find a good time to?
Yep.
Just,
We'll have a good spot here.
and I
shortly.
can hear her Lily's crying again, which probably means I'm gonna be up all night again. So
If
I'm just thinking.
That sucks.
If we ever
Yeah, it does.
stop, if we ever stop to observe the water or something, do they stop as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, they stay back somewhere between half mile to a quarter mile in distance, where they can just kind of see you guys, follow, track you, but not get close enough that they're actually being interactable necessarily, unless you wanted to go and try to strike up a conversation or something.
I'm gonna wave at him.
They don't wave back. But
Oh,
you can tell they're watching.
you guys.
At the end.
It's just Rob's gonna do a dance for us at the end.
Okay.
Real time.
Oh god.
That got Ryan's
Oh.
attention. Anyway,
We're such.
yeah, I wave openly at the knights.
They seem to notice, maybe? It's hard to tell, but nothing happens.
What are everyone's thoughts on this?
They don't wave back. Damn it!
Nope.
Shall we continue on and ignore them? Perhaps they are simply an escort for us.
They're probably faster than us, so eventually they'll catch up.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
want to, unless they want to keep their distance.
They
Keep
also
an eye.
I guess.
We'll keep an eye on them, but keep moving. For now.
Hey, we know that they can't get through the dome, right?
Yep.
So we'll be safe for sleeping.
My thought is that they're simply watching us to make sure we don't cause mischief in these lands.
I'm sure they're just doing their jobs and that they are very kind people.
Sure, they're just shy.
Well,
Yeah, all right.
if you continue on, as you keep going, I will let you go. Don't worry. Continue on. Day after day, going through normal things, and we will kind of pick things up as the next event is going to happen at some point here shortly, and I think we'll just kind of keep moving.